Greetings guys, let's have a serious talk about the latest Undisputed 1.3 update. There's so much to say. I was going to do it in my last video, but I feel like it needed to be in depth, hence why we are currently doing it on another video. So stay tuned. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for everybody showing me some crazy support once again. You know, I got a lot of support in my last video. It was incredible. My video, one of my highest videos, if not my highest, in terms of numbers. So I appreciate that, man. And it feels good. It's a good feeling that I am one of the pinnacles of the game itself. And yeah, it's really appreciative, man, honestly. And also appreciate you guys tapping into my first live as well that I did do yesterday. I was a bit nervous, but we got it done. Also, I did announce some winners, so here are the winners. Right, I'm going to give you a couple of things that's currently surrounding this game. So number one, a lot of people are still saying this game's trash. The word trash, I can't tell you the amount of times I've seen it in comments, just overall, you know, messages all over the place. And to me, I feel like if you feel like this game's trash, I feel like you should move on. Definitely, if you're not happy with this update, just to save your mental health, definitely move on. It's just not going to do any justice at all. Also, the DLCs should have been free. Never was worth it. I totally agree with that. I'm not going to say it was never worth it because I've not played the DLCs, the boxes. However, I wasn't a big fan of a lot of the fighters being in the heavyweight division, and it's not spread across other divisions, you know, because other divisions do need it. And maybe they're probably focused on the heavyweight because a lot of people do play heavyweight, so that could be a strategy for themselves. I don't know, who knows. I just feel like that was a bit, that's something that I didn't agree on. The game overall has done a lot of damage to people to the point where a lot of people will not be returning. It's totally understandable. However, I feel like if you're not returning, I think that you should just completely move on. We can't just keep focusing on Undisputed being the only game that has not delivered, because if you still ask me, has it delivered? It's not, of course not. It's still got a lot to improve on. However, this is what we're going to delve into now, because a lot of people are saying that the game has improved, and I do agree. We are going to get into that. So yeah, so we're going to go through the positives and we're going to go through the negatives. There's not many positives at all, but there's quite a lot of negatives, so let's stay tuned. Right, before we even start, just because the negatives outweigh the positives doesn't mean that I am heavily criticizing the game. I'm not doing that. To be honest, this shouldn't have been a video, because I said that if they didn't work on, you know, a couple of majors or even a major, then I'm done. But obviously, in my opinion, they have fixed the major, and we're going to get into that. So we're going to start off with the positives. I think this one's always going to be in dispute. And in my opinion, the hit detection, it has improved. Thank the Lord, it has improved. A lot of people have been saying, you know, it's got worse. They've not enjoyed it. There's a lot of people have said that there's been an improvement. I can honestly say that there has been, for sure. If you are still experiencing, you know, hit detection issues, then something's wrong. It could be a connection issue. I don't know. I can't really delve into that. I don't know how much more you would want something to work. Yes, it could be better, but I feel like people are asking for perfection here, which you got to analyze your expectations towards the game. I've accepted that the Undisputed will never be this all-time boxing game. It can't. There's just too much ups and downs, and what we've asked for, we've not got. However, this is the only really active, present boxing game right now. People say Fight Night, but Fight Night was over a decade ago. We can't be bringing nostalgia with modern right now. You know, we've got to focus on what we have right now. So this is the reason why I'm saying it. So I don't know, people are gonna say that, you know, there's no improvement. I'm here to state that there is an improvement for sure, and a lot of people will agree on me on this. And it's 50-50, but I think we should just leave it as there. Depending on how you guys feel of it, I think the best thing to do is just keep playing the game and try ignore it a bit. If you feel like, you know, there's no difference, and apparently it could be more effective with others. So just, I know it sounds weird, but you know, you're just gonna have to go with the flow. But I can honestly say that there's definitely been an improvement. But on that note, Undisputed have stated that they are playtesting another, you know, hit detection registration playtest to make it more impactful. So maybe this could be the solution. I don't know when they're going to bring it out. They did state it. Fingers crossed that more people could be satisfied with this then. So I hope they bring it out. Another positive I would say is the instant replay activation, which is pretty cool. You know, we've been asking for this for a while. The only downside to it is you both have to have it enabled. I don't know why. Pretty much strange why they did that, but yes, it's currently up and running, and this is another positive for me. Before we even delve into the negatives, some of them that I'm going to mention have been from previous. It's just that I've added them here because I expected them to obviously make a change, and that was in terms of what people have been saying as well. So we're going to start off with the gameplay itself, and I want to be really specific with what I'm saying here. It's not in terms of the movement, it's in terms of the combinations. Like the punches are too slow, and I did a test regards to Fight Night and Undisputed, and Fight Night combinations are faster, which is insane. I think they need to do something about this. A lot of people have been saying this heavily as well, and I do agree with them. You know, they have to sort something like this out, because it's going to make it like every fighter feels the same, and it shouldn't be that way. You know, you've got a lot of quick fighters such as like the Sugar Rays and, you know, Amir Khan, and they're just slow. And by the time you're pulling off combinations, they've already hit you back like 3 or 4 times, and it takes you a bit of a while to move out. They definitely have to look into this. Please listen carefully with what I'm about to say right now. One thing I've really looked at and needs to be changed is the hit and stop process, and I'll explain it. So for example, if the opponent hits you and then you hit back, it's like one ear stop, like it just stops completely. Whereas if 2 opponents are hitting each other, it's supposed to be continuous. I don't understand why the punches have to stop and then you have to restart again. It's like whoever hits first gets that point. And I understand the concept of boxing, but it's who attacks more. You are allowed to attack more. You are allowed to have exchanges, you know, simultaneously as well. This game doesn't allow you to do that, and I feel like that's an issue. And Overhand Interactive got a beautiful video to show you. Right, so we're not going to delve into these things here that I'm about to mention, because I'm tired of saying it, and I know you guys are tired as well. We've got the desync, which is still happening. It's reduced, don't get me wrong, it has improved over time, but it's still there. Also, what's becoming an issue is the camera angles. We need some sort of fix for camera angles. To me, the camera angles is very poor. We need to get, you know, we need some different camera angles to work with. Pretty poor. Also, the DLCs, the price issue was pretty much terrible. I'm not surprised if it didn't generate much money off it, but it definitely should have been free. I've been meaning to delve into this block health situation. A lot of people seem to not get what it actually is. So I'm going to read off what Undisputed have said. They said the longer you continuously hold your block, the more damage your block health will take. Continuously holding your block will also now slow down your ability to block again after throwing a punch by reducing the animation speed opponent to more easier work around your block if you're overusing it. In my opinion, this is a issue, and it's not issue with the block health itself, it's an issue with the game. So for example, if you are blocking, the the blocking's just never been effective on here anyway. If you get them power spammers or anybody that, you know, hits hard, you were always gonna have issues. So adding this block health thing has made it worse. So they're literally breaking through your guard really easy. And what makes it worse, if the head movement, which people have been screaming about that they need to improve, you see, if there was better head movement and a stronger block, then these things will be cool. I don't think Undisputed have realized this, that this has potentially caused more of a major. It's like you have to basically swing your head back from very far in order to avoid a punch. So this is definitely a negative for me. I've been in situations where, you know, I'm being hit even when I'm blocking, so it's making it worse. So I hope you guys understood what I've actually said. So yeah, this is definitely a red flag. As an overall conclusion, the Undisputed must continue to update this game. It definitely needs a lot more to it. They've made a right step into fixing some of the hit detection that was causing issues to a lot of us, but there's obviously way more for them to improve on, and I just hope this isn't the breaking point. In my opinion, the game is playable right now. It's definitely playable. This is just my opinion. However, there's still a lot of things that I didn't even mention in the negatives, which the number one priority right now is the loading times. The loading times is absolutely, it's what's hindering the game the most right now. You know, you can't be waiting 5-10 minutes in order to look for an opponent. I don't know what this thing was where before the mention about mixing people into like, you know, different categories so people can find each other a bit quicker. So this is obviously another issue as well. The DLCs, they need to do something about this, because I feel like they need to compensate people in the right way. I don't think it will hurt them for you know, for them to just give us a free DLC or something. You know, it doesn't make sense. But then again, you are responsible of purchasing the DLCs. Don't feel like you are being forced. If you feel like you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. You are not being forced at all. It's a marketing strategy. So it's just one of them things where you think that you need to buy it, but you don't need to buy it. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say, but besides, they must continue to improve this game, and I will continue to make content around this game. I think that they've given us one of the biggest majors, and that was the hit detection. But guys, I can tell you the truth, if there was no hit detection involved, I wouldn't be making this video. And we cannot make Undisputed feel like they are finished, because they are not. So the guys that are continuously still complaining about the game, I think you should keep doing it, however, in the right way as possible. You know, using foul language and stuff like that, it's just not the way forward, man. But who am I to be controlling? But yeah, we must stay on top of Undisputed, and hopefully I can reach out to one of them soon and just keep spreading the word on what you guys want and what myself wants as well. And I know what I want is what you guys want. But yeah, guys, appreciate you all.